Eneas Naiene with another video, and now we are with I drew eyes for 2 weeks. What did I learn? This video is a part of a playlist about the human figure in perspective, and I already did an entire specific video just talking about the way that I draw the eye, explaining all the details and foundations to draw it, and until now is the most viewed video on the channel. But on that specific video, the idea was to give like the theoretical approach and do a little bit of practicing. But on this one, I want to update that video and also show more about the practical stuff. We will not cover a lot of details over here. We will focus on showing like the way that I use or that I draw the eyes right now. So if you like this kind of video, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and the links for my Instagram, Discord server, and my Patreon are available in the video description. So like on the previous videos, I normally like to bring like the reference that I use to like these studies that I'm doing. This time the thing will not be different. Specifically talking about eyes, it's hard to find like different things on different books because it's basically a more straightforward stuff that everybody use the same logic. Even if you are going to a more stylistic or simplified approach, like you will use the same logic, like the fundamentals remains the same. But I used Michael Hampton's book Figure Drawing, Design and Invention. I used the Andrew Loomis book also, Drawing the Head and Hands, the TB Choi's book, Drawing Your Own Anime and Manga Character. And in addition, I used videos from the YouTube, like 2 videos of Proco, where the first one, it was explaining like the structure of the eyes, and on the second one, it was explaining how to draw it. And I also used as a reference the video of the Cynic's design, where he was teaching the anatomy or the basic stuff about the eye. So to share the things that I learned on this video, we will split these on 2 parts. Like the first part, we will focus more on a real-time explanation, where I will like literally share my screen in real time and show exactly the things that I want to explain, talking more about the structure, the nuances, and things to take in consideration. And on the second part, we will go to a voice over part where I will just explain specific points, but showing like a time-lapse video on the background. So with that, we can start with the real-time part. So okay, now we are with the real-time part. So based on the nature of this video, I decided to cover like this specific part on real time because it's easier to explain and will be more interesting to me and also to you to have like this in real time. So for this part, my idea is to talk about things to take in consideration and also talk about the structure of the eye. So I will not talk about of these on like specific details, for example for the eyebrow and eyelashes and stuff. My idea is to focus more on the structure of the eye and the eye socket itself, but I will talk a little bit about, but without going on specific stuff, like not going deep on the things. So we will start with this left part and we will go to the right part. So the first thing that we have over here is the upper eyelid. So the upper eyelid is represented with this structure on the top part over here, and this part covers the most part of the eye structure. So when I'm talking about this comparing to the lower eyelid. So when we close the eye, is this structure that will move downwards to close. So on the ending of this covers like more space comparing to the lower one. So this is a point to take in consideration. We also have like the pupil, this black dot over here. So this is the window of our eye. So This changed the, what can I say, the scale based on the like luminosity. So on this situation we have like a tiny, but this can be a little bit like we can scale more, like to increase the stuff. And so yeah, this is the point. We also have the tear area. So basically when you are crying and all the stuff, like this is the part that we the tears go and follow this way. So basically that. Okay, for this side we covered all. Over here we have the eyebrow. So it's basically, yeah, this follows the shape of the eye socket. I will talk more about this, but okay, we have the eyebrow. We have the eyelashes over here that are like connected to the upper eyelid and also the lower eyelid. So we have eyelashes over here and eyelashes over here. We have the sclera that represents like the white part of our eye, like the sphere of the eye, exactly like the white part. So this isn't like 100% white, but okay, it's something that appears like white. We have the iris, the part where we normally see the colors on the eye, all the stuff. And we have a part that I didn't what can I say, named over here. That is the cornea. So the cornea is responsible for this kind of reflections. So on the front view is hard to see, so let's try to draw a basic idea of an eye on a side view. So you basically have like your sphere, but you have like another like plane over here, like a curve, an arch on the front part of the eye. So this part over here is the cornea, and this reflection that you are seeing over here is like on this region, like over here. So you basically, this is responsible for the reflections that we have on the eye. So it's like I'm gonna say, let me see if I have on a side view over here. So basically you can see that we have like something here that is going a little bit forward, and this kind of eye, like the pupil and the iris, are more inwards. Like it's like you have this and then you have this, but because this is like a curved stuff, it seems like this is already on the cornea stuff, but is more towards here. So yeah, I hope this explanation is working. But okay, now we already know the names of the things. So if you want to search for a tutorial, how to draw the eyebrow, how to draw the eyelashes, how to draw the iris and all the stuff, you already know how to call this. This tear area, you have a more scientific term. I'm using this simplification just for illustration purposes. But let's talk about things to take in consideration. So as you can see, our eye isn't floating. So we have a structure where we have the eye inserted. So we have like the this structure over here of the eye socket. So you can see that basically we have the eye socket structure. But the thing that I want to point out over here, let me change the color, is the planes. The planes. So we have like one plane over here, other plane over here, and another one over here. So you can see that we have 1, 2, 3 planes, and also right here we have 1 and 2 planes. So 1, 2. So this is important to know while drawing. Let's go for this reference, maybe this one. So we have like 1. We have this eye socket. So I normally for the eye socket structure I use 4 planes normally, like something like this, and I go like this, and yeah, for me this is enough. Like okay, you can see the way that you want, but okay, I normally draw this and we have like 1, 2, and 3. So you can see over here we have 1 and 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So these are the landmarks that we have to take in consideration while drawing the eye itself. So after that, okay, you already know the names of, or you already know the names of the things. You already know that we have like these 3 planes. The other thing that we have to take in consideration is about the spacing between the eyes. So between one eye and the other, we basically have another eye over here. So if you take like this measurement and put over here, you will see that this is basically like the same measurements over here. So between the eyes we have one eye. And also talking about the I said that I will not talk on details about the eyebrow and the eyelashes, but let's talk a little bit about this. So basically on the front view, you'll just see basically this part. This will be more pronounced, and also over here a little bit, you can see. But depending on the person, okay, this seems like it's basically the same thing. Like, okay, you are basically seeing like this part. You can see basically like this. When you are closing, the thing starts to be more pronounced. When we turn the eyes, the thing starts to be more pronounced. Even on this angle, you can see literally this. So what I'm trying to say over here is that normally on the front view we will just see a little bit of the eyelashes, but at the moment that you start turning your eye, you will see more and more. And on the extreme angles like this, you will see basically all the things, like you can see. So this is important to take in consideration. Like on the side views, you have like, you see all the things. You can see, yeah, important stuff to see. Like here, front view, just seeing this part, front view. So this is so pronounced, you can see. So again, this depends also on person to person, region to region. So the more oriental persons, oriental people have like different approach to see. And also the African people, like me, I'm from Africa, so specifically from Mozambique. So yeah, I have like this kind of situation. So this is more pronounced. Like you can see basically that we have like the eyelashes over here. So yeah, this is important. Now talking about the eyebrow, I normally simplify this with like a rectangle, then a triangle. So I don't want to talk a lot about this on this video. Maybe on the future we'll make like a specific video, like trying, like even talking about how to draw hair, and we will talk about all the things like facial hair, the hair itself on top of the head, the eyebrow, the eyelashes, and all this stuff. And you can see that basically this uses the same logic. You can see like a rectangle, then a triangle. Even here. So this is a little bit hard to know exactly because the skin, but yeah. So this maybe this isn't like straightforward rectangle and triangle, but yeah, something like that. So nice. Other thing that I wanted to point out is that the thing that I was talking about, okay, like the difference between like African eyes, Occidental eyes, and Oriental eyes. So let's start with the Occidental eyes. So basically you can see, let me see a good example for this. Yeah, this one, I think. So you can see that for the lower lid we have like a lot of stuff happening over here. You can see where is bro? You can see the plane. So you can see that this plane, another plane. So we have a lot of layers of stuff happening over here. So it's something like this that we have like in common on these eyes, and you can see the plane shifts. Like you can see one plane, two plane, like three planes. So on the Occidental eyes, this thing is more pronounced. You can literally see the planes shifting and changing. On the other hand, we have like the more Oriental eyes, where, for example, the planes of the upper eyelid are literally just a curve. So these also use the logic of three planes, like 1, 2, and 3. But on the end of the day, you can see that it's basically like drawing a curve. On the lower part, like we use basically the same logic. It's just like drawing an arch, and this isn't so pronounced like over here that we have yeah, a lot of things happening over here. But on this side, the thing is more more linear, you see. So this is an important thing to take in consideration. We have this eye also, so you can see more Oriental eyes. So yep. The African eyes are different. Like you can see that from here to here, the things are different, and from these two comparing to this one, the things are also different, but always using the same logic. So you can see that the logic of three planes remains, like 1, 2, and 3 planes. But the African eyes are more like more like one curve also. So it's basically seems like you are drawing like some kind of this vibe. So but the planes, I think that the planes are more, it's like you have the arch on the Asian, the arch is more like pronounced. You can see like this coming and go like this. But on the African eyes, you see that it's basically, the thing is not pronounced. Like it's like an arch. It's not like we have an extreme angle and turns. No, it's like arch. So, and you can see like the difference on the planes, like on the Oriental, yeah, the Occidental eyes, like just one plane, and also here the planes, and we have like, yeah, we have a lot of space, have a lot of things happening over here, but it's so specific. And talking about, like, for example, the eyelashes, yeah, use the same logic. This part on the right is more pronounced on a front view. So other thing that I wanted to point is the angle. So normally the eyes has an angle like this one. Let me wait, this is, I think that is loading. So we have like this kind of angles. So this depends on person to person, region to region, and all this stuff. So is another thing to take in consideration. So let me wait like my clip studio. Okay, nice. So you can see, so the angle is changing from, like, it seems like the same, but you have a situation where the things aren't the same, like the eye seems to be like a more straight line and stuff. Over here you can see that, yeah, basically I think that is because of the degree of the camera, but yep. And also you can try to see like this kind of relationship. Like normally you have like a diagonal that connects these two planes, so like this one you can see. So yeah, this is another relationship to take in consideration. So yeah, I think that for this more structure part, we have all, so we can go again to our voiceover and explaining the time-lapse video. So I hope you liked this approach and the things that I was talking. You can see, yeah, this eyebrow is different, you can see. So it depends on person to person also. But okay, let's go to the other part of the video. So right now I'm assuming that you already know the basic structure, things to take in consideration, and we can start to think about like the practical stuff. At this moment I was drawing the eyes on a quote-unquote floating scenario. So the base idea over here was to understand that the basic structure that I was using was a sphere, and I was putting the sphere on the structure of the eye socket that I explained it on the previous part. So you can see that after that I started drawing the upper plane, like for the upper eyelid, like drawing the 3 planes and 2 planes for the lower eyelid. And for the inner details, I was just following the shape of the of the planes. So you just follow the same shape of the planes that you already established, and you can start drawing it. The unique difference is that you need to take in consideration the lacrimal area that follows a different pattern or different behavior. But I think that I was thinking on this part was to also draw the other eye, because what a lot of artists do is like they when starting to draw eyes, they just draw one eye, they render that specific eye and all the stuff. But when it comes to draw the other eyes, the problem starts. So to avoid this kind of problem, make sure that when you are drawing one eye, you are drawing the other. Even if you don't want to draw the other eye, bro, try, because you will face issues where, because you already drawing just one eye like more accurate than other, this thing will grow and grow and grow, and on the point that you start, okay, let me try to fix this, bro, will be a hard situation to fix. So make sure to try to draw the eyes. You can see that even my eyes, the eyes that I'm drawing, aren't like 100% similar. This is good because we don't want to go to a strange eyes where you feel that, bro, like things that aren't perfect. So even your eyes are not equal, because if the eyes was equal, you will feel some kind of yeah, I don't know, you feel that something is strange. So yeah, because we are always looking for persons and seeing the eyes. So when you try to go to a perfect eye, like copying one eye to the other, the thing seems to be not 100% good. So yeah, you can see that I try to draw different eyes on different like ways. You can see that the first two was more like what can I say, occidental eyes, and the two on the bottom was more like Asian vibe and stuff. So this was the part where I was trying to draw the eyes on a front view. After that, the idea was to do like the same thing but on a more 3-quarter or 2-quarter view. So it will depend on your approach on this. Like for me, it's like it's in between 3-quarter and 2-quarter. So yeah, you'll decide. But basically, my main idea, like for like starting drawing this, was to draw a rectangle in perspective, then dividing the rectangle using the technique to divide dimensions, like drawing the X basically. And on the middle part, I draw a line like forward in perspective, and I created like new points to start drawing an arch, because what I wanted to represent here is the point that these, like, the eyes aren't on a flat plane, we have like a curve on the plane. So this is important to take into consideration. After that, I started drawing the spheres. So we are drawing like 3 spheres over here, because between the 2 eyes we can place another one, like another sphere. So this is important to take in consideration also. So you can see that I drew the 3 spheres, and you can see that one sphere is overlapping the other because of the perspective. And after that, I started drawing the structure of the eye socket. I drew the planes for the upper lid and also the lower lid. And after that, the idea was just to draw the inner details. So you can see that I'm not focusing on like drawing the details and all this stuff. And even you can see that I'm not drawing properly the eyebrows, the eyelashes. My idea here is to focus on the structure and trying to understand and make sure that I'm trying to draw the things again and again and again, rather than just drawing one specific thing on a one specific angle. And when it comes to rotate and draw this in perspective, you start breaking, okay, what can I say, having problems. So yep, you can see that I made the same logic for the other eyes, like changing like the direction that I was looking, like with the iris, the pupil, and stuff. And you can see basically the planes changing the direction, but the main idea remains the same. After that, I made the same thing, like 2-quarter or 3-quarter view, but on like the opposite like side, like flipping the canvas basically. So yeah, I was trying to draw this on a different angle to see how I will be able to draw this if I will perform well. Yeah, to be real, this is a little bit hard. I prefer to flip the canvas on these kind of situations because I have like degrees where my hand I don't feel comfortable drawing on that specific angle, so I decide to change basically. So but you can see that the idea is the same, like drawing the 3 spheres, then drawing the structure of the eye socket, drawing the 3 planes for the upper lid, and drawing the 2 planes of the lower lid, and after that drawing the details on the inner part and also the iris and the pupil, the region. So yeah, basically, and you can see that I was doing the same thing for the other ones, and like repeating the same thing, just changing the angle and the behavior of the eye, like looking up, looking to the left, closing a little bit the eyes. So yeah, I was able to see this and yeah, see, okay, I was making mistakes over there, I needed to like improve that thing over there. So yeah, I was just experimenting and seeing the way that I could use to draw more accurate eyes. After that, I moved to start drawing like eyes on side view. So basically here is the point where we start to see more about the cornea stuff. You can see that I already explained it on the structure part, but you can see that on the side view we have like a more pronounced part that is going a little bit forward. That is the cornea part. But the idea here was to draw basically a triangle. This is a simplification, so when you are drawing like the final stuff, you will need to add more planes to show the switching of the planes. But simplifying just for the eye, we have like this triangle, we draw like this sphere, and following the degree of the triangle, I'm talking about that part on the front, we try to place the degree of the eyelids following that degree. So the upper eyelid will be larger comparing to the lower one, and you can see that basically I was applying the same logic to the other drawings that are following this one. For those who are following me for like a long time, you already know that I don't like to draw side views, and so I'm explaining this and I'm drawing because we need to know. But yeah, if I need to choose, bro, no side views, but it's important to know also. But okay, let's go to the next part, where the idea was to start like drawing the eyes on the head, like starting like avoiding to draw the eyes on a quote-unquote floating environment and start placing on a more realistic place. So the first thing that I did was to like draw the head itself. Then with the head established, I started drawing the structure of the eye, just following the landmarks that we have over there. So basically drawing the structure of the eye socket, then drawing the 3 planes, drawing the like 3 planes for the upper lid, 2 planes for the lower lid, and then drawing the details, like following the planes, like inwards, the lacrimal area, all the stuff, drawing the iris region or all the stuff. So yeah, basically you can see that we are using the same logic, but just drawing on this specific scenario. And I did the same thing, you can see on the following drawings, where I was just changing the angle that the eyes was pointing to, like turning the eyes or staring to something on that specific angle. So yeah, basically you can see that the logic remains the same for the front view. The unique thing that you will need to do is like, okay, the expression that you are looking for, the angle that you are looking for, like the the specific characteristics of the character and all the stuff. After that, I did the same, but for a more 3/4 or 2/4 side view, like you decide the thing. But okay, over here you can see that, yeah, we start drawing the head on this specific angle. Then I drew the structure of like the cube. Then I drew that arch stuff, and the next step was to draw like the spheres or cylinders, and not cylinders, the ellipses in perspective. Then I drew the structure of the eye socket, the 3 planes on the top eyelid, 2 planes on the bottom eyelid, and after that the idea was just to add the details. And yeah, I always use reference to see if you are drawing the thing on a more accurate way. And again, I already did a video talking about how to draw the head. It was the previous one, so consider going there if you are facing problems to understand the things that we have on screen. And you can also see that I drew different versions where I was just changing the eye direction and the behave of the thing, but the main idea was there and using the same logic. After that, I went to like side view again. This time the idea was to draw the eyes on the side view. So the first thing that I drew was the head on the side view. You can see that I also like drew the structure of the nose, because for me this was important, because just placing the eye over there was strange. But you can see that I was drawing that kind of triangle shape, and also placing the sphere over there. You can see that the like cornea is pronounced, and we have like the lower and the upper eyelid. So I don't like the side view. Again, I'm just showing this just to you to know, and if you like to draw these, you can draw. But yeah, we have like the basic logic of that. Yeah, I will not go in details about this part, because yeah, for me isn't an interesting topic, but you already have like the basic idea of what you can do over here. You can see that even I don't like to draw these, I'm making sure to learn to draw it. So yeah, sometimes even if you don't want to do the thing you need to do, so yeah, don't run away from your responsibilities, and yeah, try to draw the things that you are not comfortable with. Yeah, to a certain point that you feel like, okay, I'm not losing at all on this, so you can go and start drawing another stuff that you are more happy with, like yeah. And you can see that for these examples that I was showing right now, where we placed the thing on the head, I was cleaning up the lines. You can see, so I spent more time because I had to like sketch it and then clean the lines. But on this process, I was able to earn like a new ability. I was able to like draw like a specific, like what can I say, the base sketch of the eye like in less than 1 minute, because I was like, okay, I need to draw this quicker, to ink this quicker, because I just have 1 hour to draw today, because I was drawing and then I needed to go to college and yeah, this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's hard when you don't have a lot of time and you start adapting to the situation. After that, I started drawing the last 4 examples that we have over here. So the idea is to start by drawing the head and the eyes and place a little bit of grayscaling just to show the difference of the planes. So the first one, you can see we already have the head established over here. So the next step was to start drawing the eye structure. You can see that the basic idea is the same, like drawing the 3 spheres, then drawing the planes of the eye socket, and also drawing the 3 planes of like the upper eyelid and 2 planes of the lower eyelid, and drawing the details inside, lacrimal area and all the stuff. And on the other side, I also made like the same idea. And for this example, I also drew like the eyebrow structure just as a placeholder, just to not have just like an eye without the eyebrow. After that, with the basic idea established, I switched it to start like painting it like with grayscaling. And you can see that basically I was just applying a little bit of like the the values over there following my reference. But my idea here wasn't to like render these, was just to show like the different behavior of the planes when you start putting the colors and the values. And you can see that I also tried to draw a little bit of the eyelashes, but yeah, this isn't my way to draw. So yeah, I will explain this when I'm more confident like to explain, when I start learning to draw this specific stuff. So this is a more like occidental vibe eye, where you have like the planes well defined. And we can go and start looking to the next example, where we will have like a more oriental eye vibes. So you can see that the logic remains the same. I started by drawing the head. With the head established, I move it to start drawing the structure of the eye. You have like the eye socket shape. Then I started with the spheres, like drawing the three spheres and drawing the eye socket contour, and then drawing the three planes of the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid. But this time you can see that this is a more that kind of arched eye, where the three planes seems to be just one curved line on this specific angle. So I applied this logic, and then I started drawing the inner part details like on the previous part. And after that I applied like I went to the grayscale stuff, and I started like placing the values to show the plane shifting without going to a more like, I don't want to render, so I was just doing the thing. You can see that we also have the eyebrow, and I tried to place a little bit of the eyelashes. And yeah, you can see that the logic remains the same. We are just changing our target over here. So we can go to the next one. Again, it's oriental vibe. So, but now we are on a 3-quarter or 2-quarter view, depending on the way that you are looking to. But the logic remains the same. After establishing the head, I started by drawing the structure for the eyes. You can see that this time I skipped the part of like drawing that arched stuff, because I already know the rules, so I can start skipping the steps and go towards the final result. So you can see that I started by drawing the structure of the eye socket. Then I drew the basic planes for the upper lid and the lower lid, but this is a more like curved planes. So, and I also drew the structure inside, and I also drew like the eyebrow. After that was just placing the grayscale stuff and seeing the plane shifting. And on the right you have like the version where I just scaled it up so you can see like the basic details. But yeah, isn't a good grayscaling thing, but yeah, it's just to have a basic idea and see what you can do. And if you put more time to render the stuff and you start learning to do it, you will see what you will be able to do. So let's go to the next one. This is a more occidental vibe. So again, 3-quarter or 2-quarter view, depending on your point of view. Again, but this time we are looking to a more neutral position, where we don't have like the head a little bit tilted, but the main idea is the same. With the head established, I drew the 3 spheres. After that I drew the structure of the eye socket, and I drew the 3 planes that represents the upper lid and 2 planes to the lower lid, adding the details inside, like drawing the iris stuff and all the stuff. After that, the idea was to just place the flat colors to start working with the grayscaling. And you can see that one side was on shadow and the other side was a little bit with light, so I wanted to present this. And yeah, you can see that basically, yeah, we have this as our final result. So this is the last example. As a way to summarize the video, what I can say about these 2 weeks was that I just had like in average like just 1 hour to draw per day, because after drawing I needed to like do my assignments from college, like also go to the college, do exams and all the stuff. So yeah, my routine is so hard to manage, but I want to maintain the consistency of the channel, and I also needed to like edit the other videos of the other playlists, like for example the studying like FZD at home. So this kind of stuff need my attention and a lot of time. So I imagine that maybe some of you have like a routine like mine where you don't have a lot of time to draw, but I'm just here to show to you that even if you put like 1 hour for day to draw, like straightforward to drawing, it's not like going and sketching a little bit or stuff. You have to go with a plan. So okay, today I want to draw this. You go Pinterest, you find the reference, like just like the first reference that you find, you draw with their reference and all the stuff. So yeah, always make plans and use your time, because right now I'm seeing that manage time is difficult stuff, and now I'm starting valuing my time. I'm starting to refuse to do certain stuff to be able to maintain the consistency like of the channel and also my studies. So yeah, time is money, bro. So make sure to always practice, use like that 2 hours of day that you spent like scrolling on Instagram, TikTok or something like that. Like stop doing that thing and go and practice, do the stuff. So yeah, this is one advice that I have to say. And another thing is the idea is to stop creating what can I say, excuses for the things like I don't want to draw because of that, bro. Just go there and draw. On my side, normally I have situation where I'm so tired, like I'm coming from college, I don't want to draw, but I was like, bro, tomorrow I will feel that I lost like time because I didn't use this opportunity. So on the point that I start drawing, all the excuses go away. So just start doing the thing, maintain consistency, because just doing something today and tomorrow not doing, then yeah, you start losing your goal. So I'm not saying that I was drawing on all the days. So I had days where I wasn't able to draw because I had to like teach classes. I had to prepare the videos for my Patreon, where I wasn't exactly drawing because I was like just 3D modeling. So yeah, just make sure to use your time on your favor. Yeah, basically that. What's next? I think last advice is like practice a lot. Like just don't try to draw like the perfect eye. Make sure to like try different eyes just with sketches. You don't need to show to anybody if you don't want. Just do the thing for you. Like you need to be happy with the drawings that you are making, because if you start drawing for other persons, like looking to approval, you will maybe lose your passion to draw. So yeah, draw for you, feel happy of drawing and all the stuff. So yeah, this is a more advice stuff that I use for myself, and I hope this helped you also. So yeah, this was basically the 2 weeks where I was drawing eyes, and I learned these things, all these things that I changed, I shared with you. So yeah, if I helped you with this video, consider liking it, subscribing to the channel, and also enable the bell so you'll be updated about the new videos. And if you like this kind of videos that I make here on YouTube, consider looking my Patreon. I do like more detailed videos where I explain specific points, and I talk on my Patreon. I talk more about perspective and technical stuff, but always trying to do the thing on a more friendly way. So consider seeing my Patreon. We have a lot of content over there, and if you play Fortnite or any game on the Epic Game Store, consider also if you play using my creator code. This helps a lot. So yeah, thank you for watching this video until now. I hope you liked. I see you on the next one. Bye bye.